forgotten how to film. I can't even like talk. I'm having issues already. This is gonna be just wonderful. Hey guys, it's Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. And hey, if you're new here, I haven't filmed in like a month. So I'm so excited to say that today's video is actually sponsored. Yes, I just said sponsored by Poshmark. I'm really excited to actually be doing a video with Poshmark because I use it so often, so it's really cool that I'm actually getting to do a video sponsored by them. So what I'm going to be talking about is tips to sell on Poshmark. So obviously all of those are my own. They're all ideas that I came up with. Obviously I did watch like a few other videos just to see what people were talking about, but I kind of like formulated what I'm going to say kind of based on that, but also, you know, what I think would be like best for sellers on Poshmark. So if you guys don't know what Poshmark is, it's a buying and selling app where you can sell your secondhand used clothes or possibly new if you just have like any new clothes sitting around that you haven't worn, and you can sell them. I actually have Poshmark and Depop to sell and buy on, and I have to say Poshmark is honestly my favorite to sell on. I have bought a few things off of there, but selling on there is honestly my favorite more than Depop. I don't really know why, it just is. I guess just because my experiences, like I've always had like really good experiences selling on Poshmark. So I will be putting a link in the description box down below so you guys can download Poshmark for free and start selling. So I wanted to talk about kind of like my experience selling so far and kind of talk about that, and then I'll go into my tips. This won't take too long, I just wanted to like say a few things. But so basically I just want to start out by saying like how I do on there and stuff, and kind of like how I got to doing a video. So I started out, you know, obviously just as anybody else selling on Poshmark, but I think it's like after, I want to say maybe 15 sales and like some other like stats and stuff, like sharing to your community and like sharing your own posts and just some kind of like these other stats and stuff, that like after you've done so many, you can become a Posh ambassador. What that means is that you are kind of like a high-ranked seller, and also because of that it's really cool because you show up on people's feeds as suggested people to follow. So like you just get like all of these perks doing it, and I think that's totally awesome. And one of those perks was being a Posh affiliate, and that just came out not too long ago. And so I have campaigns. I have this one, and I actually have a Instagram post one, which I'm gonna be doing soon. But yeah, so that's how I got the sponsored video, and I honestly think that's really cool that they're starting to do this to like give you a little bit of extra money, like on top of selling and getting money by that. But I don't know, I think that's really cool, so I'm really excited to be doing this video. So I have been on Poshmark for a little over 1 year, and I would say maybe like just a few months ago, like I started using it like actively and like really like going on like every single day and at least like following a few people and sharing some posts and stuff. I actually haven't had too many sales. I've only had, I think, like 18 total. I have only made $187, and obviously that's not a lot, but I think if you're like really active on there and like are on every day and always doing these 5 things that I'm about to tell you here soon, then I think that your sales will really go up and help you a lot. Like I definitely have noticed, like as I've started doing these things, I have gotten more sales than I used to whenever I like just started out. I definitely think that these things will be able to help you guys for starting out. So let's go ahead and just get started with the tips. Literally my hair is gonna be like so many different ways in this damn video because I keep touching it and playing with it, and I'm getting really annoyed with it, so it's fine. So my first thing that I have for you is being consistent with your listings and just constantly list. Obviously, I feel like that's the first thing that you could possibly think of. You want to be active. You want to be on there constantly, because if you're active, then obviously it shows that you still want to sell your items and buyers can see your posts. One thing that is really cool on Poshmark is that you can share your listings, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. But so you can share your own listings, and you can also share other people's listings. And it just really helps because it shows on your feeds and on like other people's feeds whenever they share your posts. So obviously that is just another way for you to get potential buyers. So seriously, listing consistently is really important. The second tip that I have for you guys is your pictures. Pictures are so important. Literally, like, I can be just like trying to find a listing and me see like a bad picture literally just like automatically turns me off. So some things to look for whenever you are trying to take some pictures is obviously good lighting, making sure that your picture is not blurry because then that just would not be good. Having a really good background is also important. I don't know if this is kind of like dorky, but my mirror back here, I actually take my pictures right in front of my mirror, and I actually put my mirror over here so I have better lighting. I always like to try stuff on for my potential buyers just so they can see what it actually looks like. But if you just want to like lay it down somewhere and do that, then that's a good idea. What I actually don't think is a good idea is like laying it off of the side of your bed, because I don't know, but I just feel like it kind of like distorts like the product, because it's kind of like hard to see whenever it's like on top of your bed and then like on the side, and I don't know, I just don't think that it looks right. So I would either like, I actually used to do this, I used to hang them up on something on my wall, so you could either do that and just make sure you have good lighting, or you could just lay them like on the floor or something, or just like on a solid decent background and you'll be good. I know some people really like to like put like little tiny like decorations and stuff, like maybe like a little flower or like a rug or something. So to kind of just like bring that attention to your potential buyers. So that's also a good idea that you could possibly use. So it also really bothers me whenever people put filters on your pictures. Like, there are filters on the app and I just don't understand that, because like, I think just having a filter on your picture, it just alters what the product looks like. And obviously if it does that, then you don't know what it really looks like, and if you don't know what it really looks like, then how are you supposed to expect what it's actually gonna be? So I think that it's just important to like, don't put anything on your pictures, make sure you have clear, good pictures, nothing blurry, good lighting, all that good stuff. My third tip is going back into being active. The next two actually kind of go together, but I just made it separate just because I want to talk about the next thing separate from this, but it still also goes along with being active. What I mean by being active on Poshmark is what I was talking about before about sharing your listings and sharing other people's. These are literally so important. Like, I don't know why people don't do this more often. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, for sharing your listings, I will put like a little recording over here so you guys can see what I mean of whenever I talk about sharing your listings. But so basically this just helps your followers see your post again, so like they can be reminded of what you have, and they can be like, oh, you know, I like that. That's a really good price, you know, and it just comes up on their feed so they can see it again, and you know, then that possible click on your profile, and then that's someone looking through your stuff and, you know, possibly seeing other stuff that they may like and buy. For sharing other people's listings, it helps both of you, because a lot of the time in return for you sharing someone's listings, they will do the same back to you. And again, that's more attraction to your page, because that will be on their followers' feeds, and then their followers will see yours, and then they'll click on your profile, and you know, it's just the whole thing over again. That's just more and more opportunities for potential buyers. I just love the Poshmark community because like, we're always just like supporting each other, and I honestly just think it's so great that everyone just like shares other people's posts and is just like very supportive. And it's fantastic. So this is tip number 4. Like I said, this one does have to do with being active, but it is attending Posh parties. What Posh parties are they're kind of like events in a way on Poshmark, where sometimes you have to have your listings meet a certain criteria for you to post on there, but sometimes it's just open a like any and all products and you can just post on there. But there's so many people posting on there, so I think it's like really good because obviously, you know, it leads to more people seeing your stuff, clicking on your profile, and just doing that whole thing again. But also, I think it's a really cool idea to use that as a way to like see what other people are posting, so you can kind of see what's being posted and like what's trending and like all that kind of stuff. And I think that could really help you, because if you're like posting like not really like trending stuff or stuff that people like, then obviously you're not gonna get a lot of people like looking at your stuff because it's not something that they're interested in. And I think sometimes I've definitely struggled with that. A lot of the times, like after like I notice something hasn't like been like doing good or like it hasn't sold in a while, I honestly just end up giving it to Goodwill, because if it hasn't sold by now, you know, what's the likelihood of it selling like in the future in like a few months? So I just end up giving it to Goodwill, and that also just, for me personally, like it just makes more room for me to find other things to sell and use that room for that, you know. Attending Posh parties, definitely a good idea, definitely helps you out. And like I said, you know, it's just a circle of everything. Like if you do one thing, then it's gonna lead to another thing, which I've already talked about, and it's just this whole thing that like, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. But yeah, just basically just everything works together, and it's just really good to make sure to keep on top of all of those things together. The last and final tip for you guys, tip number 5, is titling and describing your item properly. So once you have your picture, you're gonna need a good title, because like not only will you want your picture to attract potential buyers, but you also want your title to attract your buyers too. I mean, you just want like a, I don't know, you just would want something that is obviously going to relate to what you're buying, but also like you just want to kind of like make it interesting, like put something in there that's like significant about like the product or something, like peplum top, like I don't know, something like that, you know, like the types of shirts, like if they have like a certain name, or if they have like a pattern or something, maybe put like the pattern on there. I don't know, just I think like being able to like properly and like giving it good titles is just another way for your buyers to be able to like be really interested in it because of like how you're describing it and titling it and stuff like that. And as for describing your product, obviously you want to be able to give your products like the most information as possible, because it's just gonna help your buyers know what to expect from your products and from you just as a seller in general. If like you notice any flaws, you definitely need to put that down. Like, you know, obviously sometimes you may miss something, but if you see it, you need to put it in the description so people know, and people know that whenever they get their item that, you know, they may have like one tiny stain or something. Even if it's just something small, you want to put it in there, because if your buyers don't know and they see that, then they might get upset. They might write you a bad review because of it, and if you get a bad review, then you get the whole thing of having a bad rep, and then people aren't going to want to buy from you. So you really want to be careful with how you describe your items, and just make sure you put as much information as possible. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and sorry it was kind of random and like out of the blue since I haven't posted in a while. It was also sponsored, and you're probably just like, how did you get sponsored? You're a small YouTuber. And just like, yeah, anyways, I already talked about that. So but yeah, so if you guys liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you did, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you have not done so already and you want to see more of my videos. And also, make sure to hit that bell down below so you can get notifications every single time that I post. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.